Okay, welcome back.
Yeah.
Episode 12.
12.
And it's just me and you.
Yep.
First time in like 15 episodes, I feel like. Maybe even more.
Yeah.
Halloween, I think, is the last time it was just me and you. That's kind of crazy.
That's the episode that garnered the most amount of views.
Yeah. It must have been
crazy.
my hairy chest.
Yeah, I think it was.
For those of you guys listening that didn't see that episode, I wore like a t-shirt that had a hairy chest with like a onesie, or what would you call that? And what are those?
It was like
the
a night
Borat
shirt.
thing. Yeah, it was like a t-shirt.
Singlet.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a funny shirt. We don't know why that one got so many views on YouTube. It
had to be the hairy chest. It really did.
It really did. Yeah.
Or people are like, huh, that's Richie with hair. Got it.
Yeah. They're like, now we know why he shaves it. Yeah, that's funny. Okay, let's do our highs and lows like normal.
Okay. I'll start with the low. So we had to take last week off due to I had an emergency funeral to go to in North Dakota. My son's uncle, my ex-brother-in-law, passed away. 40, heart attack. Just they found him on his couch. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I mean, I think it's a heart attack. They didn't really indulge in what the coroner said, but just give him the benefit of the doubt that it was a heart attack.
Oh, man.
Yeah, unfortunately. Leaves behind 3 kids. Yeah. So it was tough.
Bad.
Not that I was really close with him or that side of the family, but I've made amends with him in a sense after I got custody of Stefan and started working with them on them getting Stefan on the summer and Christmas and stuff like that.
Right.
So we've gotten a little closer. But it was really nice to see pretty much the whole side of the family.
Yeah.
Some of them I haven't seen since prior to marriage.
So I didn't even think about this. Was your ex-wife there?
No, she wasn't.
Interesting.
Yeah, she doesn't like that whole side of the family.
Oh, I thought you were going to say funerals. I was like, nobody does, lady.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, that would have been her brother, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Half brother.
Oh, okay.
Actually, no, it'd just been stepbrother.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. And I was like, oh my gosh.
There was a concern from her side of the family of her coming up. And if she did, I would have been cordial and all that stuff. And, because why make a scene or, make things difficult in that situation? That would have been bad. If anything, she would have done that. Right.
Yeah.
But it was nice to visit with family, rekindle the relationships and stuff.
Yeah.
And that was really nice. And they enjoyed spending time with my son and getting to see him. And I think he had a good time beyond, the reason why we were there.
Right.
And he was supportive of his cousins and things like that, which was nice.
Yeah.
And then, my other low would be my son just being a shithead. Like, he's failing still 4 of his classes.
4?
4.
Jeez.
Just because he doesn't want to do the work.
Oh.
And so now he's doing credit recovery to ensure that he doesn't go to summer school. But
maybe he needs to go to summer school.
that's what I'm kind of thinking. Because I don't think he's going to be able to pass. I mean, there's 26 days, 27 days?
What is he, 9th or 10th grade? 10th?
10th grade, yeah. There's about a month left of school, less than a month. And I don't think he's going to be able to make up 4th quarter grades to not do something.
Is it hard work?
No, not at all.
What am I doing? Sorry.
No, it's fine. He just doesn't give a shit to get his stuff done. And so I have him in therapy, and then his therapist is like, well, he might have ADHD. And he's like, yeah, I probably have ADHD. I can't.
So now he's using it as a crutch.
That's how I feel. Because he's like, well, I just can't pay attention. I lose track. My brain gets fuzzy. And then
maybe there is something to that. Get him on medicine.
It's very possible.
Yeah.
But then he's like, well, I should just go to the library after school and do my work because I have a hard time doing it at home. I'm like, that sounds like a great
plan. Yeah.
Great plan. Let's do that. He's done it twice. He forgot to do it today. And I'm like, okay, are you going to do your work here at home? And he's like, yeah, I can do that at home. And I'm like, hold up. You said that you had to do it at the library because you couldn't focus at home. And he's like, well, That was more or less like my therapist's idea. And I'm just like, you're fucking pushing my buttons, kid. Like,
I mean, if he gets his homework done, whether it's at home or at the library, who cares?
Yeah.
But he's probably not going to do it, is he?
I don't know.
Is it because he has so many distractions at home? Like, does he have an Xbox and a PlayStation?
Nope, no TV in his room. He does have a computer, but I took that weeks ago.
Oh.
He hasn't have it. Actually, it's been a month since he hasn't had his computer.
Well, yeah, you shouldn't get a computer when you have Fs.
Right. And
like,
I've
you're not even
restricted his
trying
phone.
at that point. Yeah.
So he can only use his phone up to like maybe 2 hours a day.
Oh, you're
total.
tough.
And
like for funsy stuff, 2 hours a day?
Yeah. He can still use music. Like he can still listen to music, which I'm fine with, or podcasts.
Yeah.
But like YouTube, nope. You know, texting with his buddies is limited. Nope. Yep. So, but he got his door back because I did take his door for 3 weeks.
His door to his bedroom?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because you fail, you lose privileges, and
is having a door a privilege?
Seclusion is a privilege.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I don't. I was a good kid, so I didn't get in trouble. It just was like a disappointment sometimes.
Yeah.
But I didn't usually get in trouble. So, and I don't have kids, so I don't understand like all the disciplinary stuff, right? Like,
yeah. I mean, it's totally different than when I grew up, right? I would have got my ass beat and then some.
For having bad grades?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
But grades weren't really an issue after grade school. Like I failed second and third grade almost. I had to do a bunch of makeup work, but I passed.
Even in second and third grade, they have you do that?
Yeah. There was a lot of home life that was tough to get through at that age. So
I didn't realize like in second and third grade, they make you like do makeup stuff, right?
Well, that was like I do remember my parents having multiple meetings with my teachers, and I think that's the thing that they came up with to not have me fail and like stay behind.
Gotcha.
But then middle school and high school, I was like good grades, honor roll, that kind of stuff up until my senior year. Then I just didn't give a shit.
Gotcha.
And I failed math, and then I didn't get to walk due to that. I had to go to summer school to pass math, which I didn't care.
Right.
But I graduated and everything, got my diploma and everything. I just didn't get to walk with my friends.
Right. I think I was harder on myself than my parents were on me for grades. Like I would get like an A-, and I was like, the end of the world is happening. I am maybe a little competitive. Some of you guys might know that. But I couldn't just have like the A. Like I had to, like they would rank you in the class, and I was like, if I'm not the number one A, I'm mad.
Interesting.
Yeah, but I wasn't like a super smart. I don't know. Like I would just make sure I had A's.
Yeah.
And if I didn't, I remember taking like AP History and AP English my sophomore year. And so it was with a bunch of seniors. And I remember getting a C in AP History, and I was devastated.
Wow.
And I was like bawling, and I went home, and my parents were like, who cares?
I know.
My parents were like, you're fine. Like, as long as you're not getting an F, at least you're trying.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, that's not how it works. And, but I did have I think I did have a C in gym once in like midterms or something in junior high. And I remember coming home, my dad's like, what are you, failing lunch? Like, he was like, how do you get a C in gym? And I was like,
failed everything but name and date of birth.
Yes, something, my dad. And I just remember him saying that. I was like, you don't have to be mean. No, I'm getting an A+ in lunch. I'm eating 2 meals. I don't know. So, yeah, I don't know. So I guess the bad grades thing is something I don't really understand because I went to high school here and it's easy.
Yeah, I don't get it. And it's like, yeah, I could flip out and all that stuff and like
what's that gonna do?
Yeah, it's not.
It's not.
Because, he is at that age to where he's like, what are you going to do about it? Kind of a thing, like, you're going to get physical with me?
God, I fucking hate kids.
You can't make me.
I hate
kids. Dude, if this was 20 years earlier, fucking right I could, right?
Well, you couldn't.
No, I
would have. It would have been more acceptable, I guess, but you shouldn't.
I'm not saying beat your kids or anything like that.
No, we are not advocating for that.
No, not at all. But grab them by the scruff of the shirt, something like that,
Put the fear of God in them.
Yeah.
My mom just had to look at me in a certain way, and I was like, why don't you love me anymore?
Yeah. I even approve of moderate spanking to a degree. Huh. And I say moderate because I spanked my boy twice in my life, and I felt extremely horrible afterwards.
Yeah.
And I even hit him hard. It's kind of like that. You pat him on the butt, and then they explode like that was the worst thing that's ever happened to him, the most pain that they've ever been in their entire life.
Yeah.
Which is almost comical.
Yeah, now.
But then again, I'm like, oh my God, I'm such a horrible person. But then I look back and I think about my parents, and I'm like, geez.
You're all, actually, I'm a saint.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I mean, I've never been put in a position to have to.
Yeah.
I did babysit for a friend last week, and you guys, they came over, and I love these children. They're like nieces and nephews to me. And, but I was a little overstimulated at one point because my sourdough wasn't doing the thing that it should have been doing. And they're screaming. They're running around the house with Stevie, and I was like, everybody sit the fuck down. And they just looked at me, and I was like, on the couch right now, sit down, all three of you. And it was like, these two kids plus the dog. And I was like, we're going to just be quiet for 5 seconds. I was like, this isn't doing what I needed to do, and I need peace and quiet while I try to figure it out. And then I was like, just 5 seconds. And the boy was like, 1, 2, and I was like, absolutely not. Stop that right now. And he starts laughing. They know me. So I was like, absolutely not. We are not counting. And he kind of like smirks. And I was like, just sit there. And then of course they didn't.
Yeah.
And then I figured it out, right? Because I'm an adult and I can figure my emotions out most of the time. Which is almost comical, seeing as I was just bawling like 5 minutes ago when Rob showed up. But I can usually figure my emotions out, and I did. And then he says, do you want to know what game we should play? And I said, what? And he goes, the quiet game. I was like, go away from me. And he's like, what? And I said, I wanted to play that 5 minutes ago, and you guys weren't entertaining it. And he's like, oh, sorry, I didn't know you wanted to play that game. I was like, ah.
Oh my goodness.
So I don't know how parents do it 24/7. Good for you guys, because I almost lost my shit. My neighbor, I was like, I borrowed something from her, and she just showed up at my house, and she goes, are you okay? And I was like, I'm gonna be. I think I'm gonna be okay. She's like, do you need help? And I was like, no, but I'm really sorry that you have to do this 100% of the time.
It can be tough for sure.
Yeah. I'm just already having a bad day. Like I'm normally like the fun, and I did warn them. I said, you guys, it's not going to be the fun destiny that you're used to today. Because usually, like, if I'm taking them, I'm planning something fun. And we showed up, and I was like, you guys good with coming back to my house after karate? I had to take them to karate. And they're like, yeah, that's fine. But what are we going to do there? And I was like, nothing. We're going to watch TV. Because Destiny needs to clean, and Destiny needs to get things ready. And so then I did take him to go get food. And then we went to the store. And then I was like, you can get one treat and one toy, and that is it. And then they come over to me and like, can I get these 2 toys? I was like, 1 treat and 1 toy. Put one of them back. And I was
Did you not hear
I know. I was like, I told you, it's not fun Destiny today.
Yeah.
It's boring, mean Destiny today. We come back to my house, and then, whatever. I warned them. They know.
Yeah. So my girlfriend's sister, she has a little boy. I think he's like 3 or 4. And so this week, he went up to his mom. He's like, can I show you something? And she's like, sure. And he's like, will I get in trouble, though, if I show you? And she goes, no. And then he peed behind the couch in seven different spots.
Oh, my God. See?
And she's like, is this pee? And he's like, well, no, it's water. And then he's like, well, I just couldn't hold it. 7 different fucking spots.
Yeah.
And then he just recently did it again. He peed at his grandmother's house, and then
like he's just doing it for fun.
Because he's like laughing and like smirking and stuff like that.
Oh no! Mm-mm.
Oh my God!
Like how do you even correct that? Because that's just like disobedient.
Oh, 100%. He knows he's doing wrong.
You guys, I don't know. And I have no children.
Yeah, happy about it.
Happy about it. I would be like, what is the matter with you?
So we have him this weekend. Well, Des is watching him this weekend, and we're taking him out all day Saturday to do stuff because she has some stuff to do. And then we're taking him to Lagoon Sunday. But
that'll be fun.
I told Des, I was like, if I catch him peeing, I am putting the fear of God in him. I will use my dad voice and everything, and he will. It's not going to be good.
He's going to pee his pants.
Yeah. Because I will not tolerate that shit.
Let him just like pee outside on a tree or something. Little boys love that, right?
He should. And I don't know if she taught him to do that because I suggested it early on. I was like, find a pee rock and teach him to pee outside.
Yep.
like in the enjoyment of it, even though.
Is it enjoyable to be outside? I can't.
Yeah, it is.
Not for women.
Yeah. Well, it's a little different situation.
It's a lot different. Have you heard of the Shiwi?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I tried to use that.
Is it? It looks like it could be difficult.
It shouldn't be difficult. It's a funnel.
Yeah.
You should be able to pee in a funnel. But it had instructions. And it was like, practice in your bathtub. And I was like, I don't need to fucking practice. I've been peeing for years. I know what I'm doing. I should have absolutely practiced. And I recommend that anybody that uses a Shiwi practices.
I would assume you have to control flow.
Yeah, especially if you're drinking, which I wasn't. And we were camping, which is when I'm going to use it. And I had a few drinks. And then I'm like, okay, I'm going to use the Shiwi. Ha, 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 hee, hee. I peed all over myself because it like you have to control your flow. Otherwise, like it just comes right back up into everywhere.
Yep.
And yeah, so that was fun. Super cold outside. I was like, what the hell am I doing?
I never even knew that was a thing until I think it was like 2007 or 8. They had them then, apparently, because I was out in the missile field and there's a missile caught female and there's no bathrooms out in the missile field in North Dakota. So I'm doing something and I'm walking and she's standing up against the fence and she's like got her legs spread like a regular dude, taking a piss, and she's peeing and I'm like, what the heck is going on?
That's so funny.
Yeah. At that point in time, I was like, dude, that's a straight dude. Like, what the heck?
And then,
but now then everyone's like, funnel. No, it's a funnel. And I'm like,
yeah, great invention.
Yeah.
Don't do it when you're drinking and practice. If you're like me and you think, oh no, I've been peeing for years, I know what I'm doing. You don't. And that was embarrassing. Yeah. Dave and I had just like went up camping just into the Uintas, and it was so stupid because it was like it was like early in September. We were just like our last camping trip, and it was when we still had a tent, and big mistake. It was so cold. It was so cold. Yeah. Like you walk away from the fire for 1 minute and you're freezing, and that's what it was. And so I peed, and then I peed all over myself, and I was like, okay, I need to change. And at that point, now I'm just getting in but I was like, didn't want to take off any clothes because it was so cold. And then we didn't sleep all night because that's how cold it was.
Yeah.
And then the night we were supposed to stay another night, and we like hung out in the morning, and then we started playing some game, and then I was like, hey, if we leave now, we could catch the Auburn game. We might even have time to stop
an incentive.
Yeah. Which is like, yeah. And he was like, really? And I was like, We packed up our shit and left. We stayed one night. And I was like, well, I mean, it was fun while it lasted. But yeah.
That's funny. So. All right. I'll give you my highs. Because I did. Clearly I did.
Sorry.
No worries. That was a good conversation. Funny. So I had a really good weekend with my girlfriend. We just got a lot of stuff done and got to hang out and spent quality time together.
Oh, I love that.
So that was really nice.
That's good. What'd you guys do? Just like housework and yard stuff? Adulting?
Did adulting stuff. So one of the bedrooms downstairs, I turned it into oh my goodness.
Words are hard.
Huh? Yeah.
Words are hard.
Yeah. No, she has a craft room now. Oh. And so we're repainting it, and we're going to be putting up drywall and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so like fun. Little steps to incentivize her to actually like move in. Mm-hmm. And she knows this, so it won't be new to her. Yeah.
She hears about it on the podcast. She's all, oh, so you're trying to get me to move in?
Yeah. Which is funny because she's like, wow, when I just need to learn stuff about things you're going through, I just listen to the podcast.
What a jerk. You're not actually talking to her.
And my excuse is like, well, you don't ask.
Aww.
Which is a lie. She asks a lot of questions constantly.
See, you're a dick.
Yeah, I am.
She's like, I'm so glad that you're emotionally available on the podcast, but not to me. Cool.
Yeah. So no, that was good. And then we did some yard work, planted some flowers, and then some vegetables and fruits and stuff like that.
I'm more excited to see this craft room. This used to be a craft room.
Yeah.
Whoopsie. Yeah, years ago. Yeah, I had like a big craft table that my parents built me, and
nice.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think we're gonna either buy one or make a Murphy table.
Oh yeah, nice. There is a company. Do you have carpet or hardwood?
Hardwood.
There's this company, and these things are so cool. They open all the way up. You have all these shelves for all your crafts, and then a table comes down.
That's exactly what
you're building. Yeah. You would probably be able to build it for cheaper, but what's really nice is you don't have to if you just buy it.
Yeah. Well,
or if you really want that like sensation of like building something, buy it and build it yourself.
well, with the price of lumber, I don't know. Afterwards, send it to
I'll
me.
send you the information. Now I can remember. I had this like I was like saving up for this for a long time, but a friend of mine had one, and she's like, "Don't put it in a room with carpet." And so I was gonna put it in the basement, and then but like my floors aren't even down there yet, and so it just it never worked out. The money went to other stuff, but it's like the best thing ever. The best thing ever. I'll find it and send it to you guys.
Cool.
Yeah. So that's good. That's a good weekend.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah. What vegetables did you plant? Because I'm just thinking of like, what am I going to get in a couple months?
Sure. Zucchini, jalapenos. Then we did strawberries.
Oh, yeah.
What else?
I'm going to do a zucchini sourdough bread for my Z.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
So we'll see. You know how like you've had zucchini bread?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. So I can't decide if I'm going to do like zucchini bread with sourdough discard or like a sourdough loaf with zucchini in it.
Interesting.
We'll see.
Yeah. And I think we might have planted one more thing. I just can't really remember.
Tomatoes?
Actually, yes.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
Okay.
She wanted cherry tomatoes, but ended up picking the wrong one, and now we're getting
heirloom
big beef tomatoes or something like that.
I love those, though. Those are good.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. I like cherry tomatoes more.
Really?
Yeah, because I can like snack on them, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I like slicing them up, though, and putting them just like on a burger without even like the bun. I've used it as like the bun, as like the big tomatoes. It's good.
It's actually a pretty good idea.
Yeah. Yep. Or if like for BLTs and stuff too. Really good.
Man, I haven't had a BLT in forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are good.
And what I've done before, and this is so weird, but I've done like the big chunky tomatoes, and then I put a piece of bread inside, and then the bacon inside, because sometimes the toast of the bacon or the bread like scratches the roof of my mouth.
Yeah.
So I put it on the inside. It's way messier, but I'm like, oh, now I'm kind of getting all of it.
Yeah.
So, anyways.
Nope, you're right. That does happen.
Yeah.
It's like eating Captain Crunch.
Yeah.
Captain Crunch destroys your mouth.
Yeah. I haven't had Captain Crunch in forever.
Yeah.
I do love good cereal, though.
Yeah.
Like good shitty cereal is what I should say. Like
good sugary shit.
Yeah, exactly. Like the crappiest cereal for you. Yeah. My highs and lows. My high was last week on Friday. I won this Instagram giveaway, which I never win these things, and I am so excited. It literally is like the best giveaway. It was like one winner takes all, and it was like a private meal cooked for 4, a brunch to Sunday's Best, a tattoo, a free makeup session, a Minky blanket, 2 VIP plus tickets to Red West in October, a pair of cowboy boots, an outfit from this company that I think is only for men, but whatever. And then, like a couple other little things, like a Redmond Salt like a little package from them, a package from Just Ingredients. So I'm super fucking stoked about that.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Especially the Red West concert tickets, obviously, and the Sunday's Best brunch, because I was like, oh, my birthday actually falls on a Sunday this year, so maybe I'll take a couple girlfriends and do that for my birthday. And like, it just kind of felt a really good time, because I just have had, a lot of negative feelings lately, and stress and anxiety, and then like my binge eating is out of control. I posted about that on social media this weekend, and I just I hesitated to post that because I know that I'm not obese like I once have been before. And I think, because I did mention like the weight gain with it, it probably diminished my main concern is like my unhealthy coping mechanisms for stress are back. And I just had that so under control for a while that it's like, I think that's eating at me more, is like, why couldn't I have just like, I don't know. I just had, it's been like a few years since I have binged like I've been doing for the last month and a half. So I guess like I'm more disappointed in myself. I'm really hard on myself. I didn't ever think that I was. And then recently a lot of people have been like, you're really hard on yourself. You're really, and I'm like, no, I'm like everybody else. And people are like, no, you're not. You're really mean to your, like, not mean, but just hard. Like if I feel like I fucked up, like I am like, oh, I suck. Well, I don't know.
You have extreme high expectations for yourself.
Yeah. And honestly, it's not, I had like a realization today, which then gave me a breakdown. Like I took today off for a mental health day, and I don't know why they do that, because I need a mental health day tomorrow to recover from my mental day today, because it was like a mental day. I think I was like kind of fucking breakdown today. And I like wasn't lying. Rob showed up and I had just got done crying, and sorry for that. I'm just then I started crying while I was talking to him. So no, like there might be another time that I cry on the podcast. It could be today. But yeah, so it's just been interesting, which I think we're going to kind of talk about some of our struggles, and so I can get more into that. But I'm just trying to think of like other highs and lows. How
did your tournament go?
The tournaments went really well, considering they were. So I love outdoor tournaments, but they're always a wild card because of the wind or the sun or the the vibe. I don't know. And it was freaking windy. And so Zach and I played on Friday, and it was so windy. And I don't think he has much experience playing in the wind. Yeah. So it was really tripping him up. But he did so well. So I don't know why he just has like a really good drive, but then, and then you switch sides. So you have to like kind of pull back on that, right? So we were getting the hang of it. It just was getting in our head. And then in some cases, like honestly, the wind was so bad, it was anybody's game. Right. So you could be doing all the right things. And then I remember hitting a ball over, and Shauna would have got to it, except for the wind was like, never mind. And like pushed it back over pretty much. Like it would, if it wasn't so low, it would have just come right back over the net. And there's literally nothing she could have done. And in this case, there was nothing she could have done. And I like just started cheering, because obviously like, what else are you going to do? I'm like, well, this was obviously not because I had a good shot. It's because of the freaking wind. So just started cheering just for to be funny. But so at that point it was like, okay, let's just be here to have fun, because you're playing against people that we really like, and you have fun with these people. It started getting super cold. And so it's like, if we're going to be miserable, then we're going to wind up being really miserable. So just make the most of it. So we did, and we had a great time. And then Bonnie and I played, in 4-5 women's the next night, and the weather was better. It was still a little windy, and her and I had some great games against other people, and we were winning some and losing some. So I feel like we were right where we needed to be. We didn't medal or anything, but we did have some really amazing games, and it was a lot of fun. Awesome. So that like is like the first outdoor tournament this year so far. So except for St. George, we've done. Oh, that's right. Yeah. So that was fun. And then have a few more planned. So we'll see. Those were good. So I started reading the new book that's like, cool. It's by Frida McFadden, you guys, and I think it's called The Dinner Party. I'll look and double check, but it is like one where every chapter you pick what chapter you go to next. So like, it's like a thriller, and it's like, okay, if you want to,
if you don't want to go through that door,
do you want to go? Yes. If you want to turn left at this road, go to page this. If you want to turn right, go to this page. And so it has 22 possible scenarios. So I've gone through 11 of them so far. So I'm trying, 10 of them so far. I'm on the 11th one right now, and just kind of to see like all the different outcomes and scenarios. So like some of them you might die at the end of the chapter, or some of them like depending on the decision you make. So I'm happy to report that the very first one that I did, I lived and had a happily ever after. And it's like, oh my God, I do make good decisions in a book. So that was kind of fun. So that was a good fun thing too. But I'm going to count that as 22 books. And then I'm going to reach my goal. Just kidding. I'm not, but that's I could. Hilarious. I just thought about that. I'm like, I have 23 more books to read. That would be so funny. I should count it as like 2. Yeah. No, it's a pretty small book, but.
How's the new car?
Oh my God, it's so amazing.
Well, there you go. There's a high.
Yes, right? It is. And I have the charging port at my house now. So yeah. I don't have to sit in some random parking lot charging my car, which wasn't bad, honestly, like, because I would just take a nap or like do social media for a minute or go run. Like I charged in Farmington and I went over to Harmon's and did grocery shopping and walked back. So I got my steps in, got my grocery shopping done, got my car charged out once. And we all love, I love a good productive day. So multitasking is like my favorite thing. And so I was able to do that. So it wasn't a big deal to do that. But it is really nice just to plug it in at night and it's fully charged when I get up in the morning.
Yeah.
But
that's cool.
Yeah, I know. I'm excited. And I'm going to get it painted. Probably not for a couple more months because I have priorities of things I need to do. So maybe by the end of the summer, I'll have it painted. But yeah I'm excited.
How is it passing people?
Oh my God, it's so fast. I have to be careful. I'm like, whoa, I'm already going 90. Okay, slow her down. I can do it.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that in my 4Runner, right? I was just like, okay, I guess I'm stuck behind this semi for the next 3 miles or what feels like 3 miles. So it's super fat. Like, it's so nice. I'm like, peace out. Although, I had a weekend, I got called a bitch by this guy. And I think he was like annoyed. I don't know. I've had a couple things happen while I've been in the car. And so it's kind of funny. And then this happened like I was getting out of the car at the same time as him. And there was plenty of room for both of us to get out of the car. And he closed his door thinking, like, I think he was annoyed that I didn't let him, like, go first. But I also, like, I am busy. And I don't have time to wait for you, sir. And then he called me a bitch, but loud enough to where, like, he wanted me to hear. Granted, I've been trying to, like, think about this because I'm like, well, I guess I could see that. Like, I've seen people that are just acting like they're in their own little world in the parking lot. I'm like, oh, what a bitch. But I don't say it loud enough they can hear it. I think it, or I text my friend like a normal person. But this guy didn't. He said it loud, and I turned around, and I was like, excuse me? Did you just call me a bitch? Like, this whole thing. And, of course, he didn't say anything. So then I just said, I'm not a bitch. There was plenty of room for both of us to get out at the same time. That does not make me a bitch because I wanted to get out of my car at the same time you wanted to get out of your car. And he didn't say anything. And I was like, have a good day. And I walked inside and my friend saw the whole thing. And she was like, I saw you kind of walk away and then you turn around. And she goes, I could tell by the way you turned around that it was not going to be a good day for that guy. And I was like, well, it's fine. I just don't understand. I don't understand that. And then that night, somebody threw a drink at me while I was sitting at a light at my windshield, and it scared the shit out of me.
For what?
Probably because of what I was driving. I don't know because Bonnie and I were in St. George a couple weeks ago, and this guy at a light just kept flipping us off, and I was like, "What's happening?" Then she pulled out her phone to like record it because it was just so funny.
Yeah. And
he stopped, and then the light turned green, so we went. But I was like, I was like so in shock.
Probably due to ideological differences.
I'm guessing
on certain things.
I don't care.
And people are stupid.
Yeah, and I text
ignorant.
I text my dad and sister today and told them those things. And I've had some like things happening in my house. I just told Rob all about it. I won't go into it, but I don't know if there's like somebody else living in my house with me right now, or a ghost or something, or my other personality. I don't know.
So next episode will be me doing a ghost investigation.
I forgot that you do that. Oh my gosh.
I could bring it.
I actually started deep cleaning some areas today because I want to deep clean and then sage the fuck out of this house.
Might be worth it.
Yeah, I have some sage, so I was like, I'm gonna do that. But you want your windows to be opened and your doors to be open when you're doing that. And so I'm like, I want to clean everything so I can like just get everything out of here. So, anyways, we should have you do that. You'll just probably find like a human living in my attic. It's not even going to be a ghost. It's just somebody. I am like convinced, and I just like I can't overthink it because I won't sleep I'll just sleep less than I'm already sleeping. But I'm like, okay, who's watching me sleep right now? Okay. Anyways, I don't even know where I was going because that really has like consumed my thoughts the last few days. Anyways, I don't remember what I was saying. It doesn't matter. Yeah.
We were going over your highs and lows, and
yeah.
Last was your car incidents and all that stuff.
Oh, I was telling my dad and sister. So I was like going through this list of all these things. And I was like, oh, have I told you guys this? And I was like, there's like 4 things I have to tell you. So I'm like, my text message was like 4 pages long. And my sister's like, well, I'm just worried something is actually going to happen bad to your car. Like somebody's going to do something. And I was like, well, I have insurance. I said, I'm more worried that somebody's going to do something while I'm in the car.
Do you have security mode put on?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that
captures.
My neighbor just told me. He's like, you just need to hit record in that moment. And I think my car's always recording if I'm being honest.
It should.
Yeah.
I think you have to activate it. But it has like sensory mode or something like that.
Yeah. And he's like, you can also like just in the moment hurry and hit record.
Yeah.
So I need to like just put that to the home screen so I can just easily click that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just, it's fun. And then obviously like, because I am who I am, I was like, I can't just settle with this. I have to get the performance mode. So because I need to be driving that much. No, I don't need to be driving that fast, but it's nice.
Well, it's not like you're burning gas, right? Every time you hit, you're just burning battery.
Yeah, that I'm just going to plug in at night anyways. But I don't have my template on anymore because for a while I had the template. I was like, I can get away with like going really fast for a minute because I could just be like, hey, cop, there was nobody on the road and I really just wanted to see how this car drives, you know? Now it's like, bitch, you've had the car for a minute. You know how it drives. Nice try.
Yeah.
So anyways, yeah. You'll have to drive it. Get to play with it or something.
Or just buy one.
Yeah, do that.
Yeah.
We could be twins. Yeah. So, all right, let's get into the last few episodes. I know we skipped last week, like you mentioned, which, I mean, I know in previous times we felt guilty for doing that, but I just have to remind us that this is our podcast and we can do it on our own time.
Yeah.
So you guys are welcome. So anyways, we had been talking about like addiction recovery, and then, you know, this will be released on the 1st of May, which kind of leads into Mental Health Awareness Month. So first, before we get into that, if anybody is listening and wants to share their story with us and come on the podcast and talk about their mental health struggles and maybe how pickleball has helped you overcome that or get through the day-to-day monotony or whatever, and you share your story, then we'll be happy to.
Or even addiction, right? Because addiction plays into mental health.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah, I do feel like they weave in together. Yeah. And look at us, like, we knew that the whole time, guys. That's why we like planned it accordingly. I was actually reading it on my well, we planned it accordingly where we would talk about addiction and then have mental health. We were very thoughtful.
Yeah.
And actually we kind of were, but
yeah, because we actually sat down and like
we had a whole planning session for 6 months.
And Des was like, well, that will play right into
That's
it.
True.
Yeah, she took notes.
That's true. I was like making fun of us for a second, but we did actually do that. So yeah, if you want to share your story, even if you want to write in and email us or message us on Instagram, like we've shared stories last year in October when we kind of did the same type of segment, and we would read people's stories. We could do it anonymously. We could share who you are. We're happy to do that because really, I think like the main thing we've really loved in the last, and I'm speaking for both of us in the last 4 months, is like bringing more of the community to the podcast.
Yeah.
You know, we've had people from the community on in all sorts of different ways. And so it's been a lot of fun learning about people and learning about people we play with or we, you know, see or know. I actually got to play on a court the other day that Chad did.
Oh, really?
In like right in his neighborhood. So that was kind of
awesome.
fun. Yeah, that was just yesterday. So that's kind of fun. One of our listeners was like, hey, this is actually a court that Chad did that he talked about on your podcast. And I was like, oh, that's so funny. Oh my gosh. So small
Utah
world.
Court surfacing.
Yes.
Not Utah.
CUNT. My sister thought it said the C word. So funny. Yeah. So anyway, so we can dive into it. Do you want to go first?
Sure. Now it's going to be kind of tough and I might have to like bounce back and forth about potential addictions and stuff like that. But I think just like anyone nowadays, I am 100% addicted to my phone. And I hate myself for it.
Same.
I really do. I mean, if I had the capability of going back to a landline, I probably would. But then again, the utility that it brings and the versatility of having that computer at your hand, just makes life so much easier. But you're giving up a lot.
Such as? Oh my God, I feel like I'm giving up anything.
Really?
Well, you go on and I'll tell you if I agree.
For one, you're giving up your freedom, your security, right? Because your phone is constantly listening, even though it's not. But how does Siri know that you're talking to it? Because it's constantly listening to it, right? Because that's why, you know, you're on your feeds and stuff. Yeah,
I was like, did it actually just pop up?
That's why stuff pops up on your feed when, you know, you're having a conversation or something and you're like, that's weird.
Yeah, or when you just Googled something and then all of a sudden it's an ad or...
Right. Yeah. And, you know, if you have the Face ID, you know, to unlock your phone, now it knows your biometrics and stuff like that. So we give up all these freedoms for security because of ease of access and things like that. And, maybe people don't care. I care, but obviously not enough.
Not enough. You just upgraded to the 17 Pro.
I know, right. Well, because our podcasts keep cutting out.
Yeah, that's it. That's 100%. Actually,
I'm doing it for you guys.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. He's giving up his freedoms for you. That's so funny.
But I am conscious about my addiction to my phone. And when I notice I'm on it too much, I sit it down, and then 5 minutes later, I pick it back up.
Yeah.
Right? It's crazy.
I know. That is a good one. And I'm glad that you brought it up because I think a lot of us are that way. And I never had a big addiction to my phone until when I was married and my ex went to Afghanistan. And then I was on my phone all the time because I was home by myself. I'm doing everything. Then I got really into pickleball. So I'm on all these group meets and I'm texting people and then I was just on social media all the time. And I haven't stopped.
Yeah.
And it's almost habitual, right? How many times have you seen me go to, well, I'm just a basket case lately, but how many times have you seen me oh, I need to open this. And then I'm all of a sudden I'm wait, what am I doing on my phone? Because my it's habitual that I just go straight to Instagram or I go straight to messages or something that, is not what I'm supposed to be looking for on my phone.
Yeah. And having a business that I use social media for is also another excuse to get on there and, do whatever.
Okay, don't act like you're better than me.
No, I'm not.
I know.
But in a sense, so this is a question to you for social media purposes. Do you feel that because you post a lot, right?
I do post a lot.
Personal and other stuff.
No, mostly just personal. Yeah. and sometimes for the podcast.
I was trying to give you some grace.
Yeah, thanks. Nope.
But do you feel that you need to, in a sense, that you're helping your followers in a sense, or you're speaking to them? Or is it just it's like a biography through social?
I think for me, so I don't have my notifications turned on. So even once I do post, I have to go back into Instagram.
Oh, that's why you never text me back for 5 days.
100%. Yeah. The sad thing is I do have my text notifications on. I just see it and I'm no, thank you. But do you want to know what's actually funny you say that? So people who know me really well know I disengage probably more than I should. So I posted that video about my eating disorders, and then I never went back to Instagram for a minute. Yeah. And my friend texted me, and she then also sent the same message on Instagram, and she's I'm sending it to both places because I think she sent it to Instagram first, and she said, I'm going to text you because if I know you, you've probably just posted this and then are ignoring everybody.
Yeah.
Which is what I did initially. There were some people that had messaged me some really great tips, and I'm super appreciative, and some great ideas. And I'm really appreciative of that. A lot of encouragement, a lot of support. But usually I'll post and then I don't have my notifications on. So unless I'm back in the app, I don't see that stuff.
Yeah.
So because otherwise I feel like I would be who liked it? Oh, did so-and-so like it? You know what I mean?
That dopamine.
Yeah. So I did I turned off my notifications for Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and stuff. So I don't get those unless I'm in the app. And then I do move other apps that I want to have a break from. I move them to a different screen so that they're not right in front of my face.
Yeah.
And then it's the ones that, I should be paying attention to are here. And I'm never mind. So then I'll sometimes I'll move around apps. So then it's harder for me to find them or something. Or something I don't want to spend my dating apps are hidden and I have to scroll and because I just don't want to see, I don't know. I'm not really interested in dating, but
that's smart.
Yeah.
You're trying to self-regulate yourself.
Yeah. But and then I've done the timers, like you said, you've done for your son. And I just, I'm nope, I would like more time, please. Here's my face. Give me more time, please.
Yeah.
But it is nice. I still keep him on because it is something that triggers me. I'm oh my gosh, it's already been 2 hours. Okay. If I'm going to say no to this, just knowing you went over again. And so then I increased it. So to answer your question about if I post because I feel I have to, absolutely not. I've always used the Instagram as a virtual journal for me.
Okay.
So that kind of started, I started Instagram when I got back from Afghanistan. I like turned on an Instagram. It was like right when I think it was like people went from like Vine. Do you remember Vine?
Yeah.
To Instagram. And I got back from Afghanistan and all my friends had just been getting Instagram. So I got Instagram. And then there was this thing called the 100 Happy Day Challenge. And you post something every single day for 100 days. And you tag 100 Happy Days and you go into the 100 Happy Days website and you can like set up your own hashtag. So then I did my own hashtag. So I posted every single day and I did that twice. And that's how I've kind of gotten onto, I've talked about it on the podcast before, is the 1 Second Every Day app.
Yeah.
Where you're posting something that brings you joy every single day, because it's so easy to focus on the negative, right? Like we talk about our highs and lows, and sometimes we can just talk about our lows for hours and hours and hours, and then we're like, oh yeah, we have to bring up a high. What the fuck is it going to be this week? You know, what do I got to pull out of my ass this week to make it seem like I'm happy? You know what I mean? And so I think it's a good reminder that amongst all the bullshit, there's still good, right? Like, and whether that day was like a good cup of coffee that I had or a good conversation that I had with somebody, like at least I had that. And because it's so easy to be like, this guy called me a bitch at the plate, you know what I mean? And then just think about that over and over and over instead of like, oh yeah, but I left that conversation and went and had an amazing brunch with my friend. You know what I mean? And so I like to post those things because those are the memories that I want to see, because your social media comes back and brings up those memories over and over, right? And so, excuse me. So I think I do it more so for that. And then my sister, what I'm doing now is the 100-day countdown to my birthday, and I am posting every day. I don't feel like I have to do that for anybody other than myself. It's been nice to know that people are that are responding and feel like inspired or feel encouraged to think a certain way or to feel a certain way, or, you know, to try something because maybe I put it out there or I'm being vulnerable and other people feel comfortable or like they have someone to relate to.
Yeah.
And that feels really nice that I'm able to do that. It's very uncomfortable. Like posting about that eating disorder was, I mean, I've talked about it. I'm very open. So I talk to people about things like that. But like doing it in that way was so scary. Like I recorded it, I edited it, and I like had it ready to post, and I let it sit for hours and hours and hours. I think probably even a day or so. And then I was like, you know what, fuck it. And I just posted it. And then I exited out of the app, just like my friend said. And I exited out of the app and I went on my merry way and pretend like I didn't post it. And then I was like, the amount of support I felt, and then people just commenting or coming back and saying, thank you so much for posting that. I can relate. We should support each other. Like, just like, great, right? Like that makes you feel good. So it encourages you to post more, be more vulnerable, because that's how you find support and community, right?
True.
And build connections with people is through being vulnerable. In my opinion, that's what's worked for me, and that's what's authentic to me, I think.
Yeah. And I think vulnerability is a little easier for females than it is males.
100%.
Especially the support, right? The community around females are more supportive than the male community. And obviously it looks different too on both ends, right? Because I could be vulnerable, and I have been on this podcast, but you know, it's a very selective or very few that has been, I guess, on a male end, you know,
right?
Because I think about it myself. It's like, wow, how vulnerable do I be on this podcast? Because I don't want a negative connotation of like I'm some type of like emotional chump.
Yeah, but why is that got to have a negative connotation to it?
Because that's what I put on it.
That's what you put on it.
And that's what I think the males put on it too.
I don't know.
He's just a complainer.
I think you would find more often than not that more men feel the same way you're feeling and just aren't talking about it.
Yeah.
Just like more often than not, like I could tell you at least 10 people I know from pickleball messaged me about having similar eating disorders.
Yeah.
You would never know that being at pickleball. I'm not going to share who they were. I'm not, you know what I mean? Like, but that's the thing is I would have never known that about them had I not shared, and then they open up to me. Mm-hmm. And so it's the same thing with men, I would think, right? Like you're telling me no men don't have emotions. Men have emotions. You guys are emotional.
Yes, but that's not what I'm saying.
But you have emotions, which then you want to talk, like, I think men want to talk about it just as much as women. You're also human.
No,
I think you've been geared to not talk about it.
No, I don't think men necessarily want to talk about it in great length, right?
Yeah.
We might want to say it in as few words as possible.
Yeah, to get it out.
To get it out.
Right.
And then move on, kind of a thing.
Do you feel like that's because that's what you've been told men should do? Or do you think that's because it feels good for you just to hurry and get it out and then never ever speak of it again?
It could be a combination of both.
Yeah. Because there's some topics where I'm like, I need to get this out and then I never ever want to speak of it again.
Yeah. It could just be what I identify as what a male should be kind of a thing.
Right.
Right. How a man should handle himself.
Right.
And things like that. And not necessarily how I think, but how in general society thinks men should be or should handle their emotions. And that persona.
Kind of makes me sad.
Well, yeah.
Doesn't it make you sad?
So I'm pretty pro-male. And I wasn't necessarily until I was going through my divorce and dealing with the court system and stuff like that. Then I started to get way more involved and more educated on the male's struggle and how society kind of doesn't give a shit. In reality, they don't. There's a lot of focus groups and things like that that focus on women's struggles and women's issues. I mean, look at shelters, right?
Right.
Especially for, there's women and children's shelters that focus primarily on women and children. Well, I think there's only a handful of male shelters in the United States comparative to the over 3,000 shelters for women and children.
Well, do you think that men have created that though, because men won't ask for help?
No, well, possibly, but I mean, society already shows that men that need help aren't going to get the same support and help as the females.
Because there's not
it's
a
like
lot.
the squeaky wheel gets oiled first,
well, yeah,
and women are the
saying.
squeaky wheel.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Men they're not complaining because they don't want to look a certain way.
Correct.
Or be a certain way. And not saying that women are complaining and that's why they're getting these resources.
No, they are.
Okay, well, we can move on.
Now, all I'm saying is
women are asking for help. That's not them complaining.
Agreed.
Okay.
I was just being funny.
Okay.
And cheeky.
It wasn't funny to me. Don't make me cry on this podcast, Rob.
Now, I'm just saying there's a societal standard that men have to hold up to. And is it fair? No.
No, it's not fair for men.
But it is what it is. And that's how we look at it. It is what it is, and we just move on.
But it's sad because it doesn't have to be. It is what it is, right?
Well,
it takes somebody to make a difference. It takes somebody.
If men start pushing on the issues that affect them or bring them up, they're shot down because then. And this is just from the men's group that I've been a part of. I've researched and stuff like that. Women get offended because then they feel like their voices are getting trampled upon or getting pushed to the side when men start speaking up over or towards the issues that they are dealing with. That's why in colleges now, the majority of graduates are females. Males are falling behind heavily because, for one, you're right, we don't speak up and stand up for our own individual struggles. But two, no one wants to hear about it because then they feel like they're getting pushed to the other side, right?
Right. Well, yeah, I guess, yeah. I can see that. And I haven't done enough research to know, but it does seem like, a lot of people are like, oh, well, you're a white male. Why are you complaining? Right.
Yeah.
Like you've got all these, benefits and you do. But that just is sad because white men also have struggles. And you know what I mean? Like men in general have struggles, and it makes it seem like you can't complain because you do have these other privileges or have been given these other privileges over years than other sexes or races, right? But that isn't necessarily maybe it's become more fair recently, right? But over years and years, that is true.
Over the years, yes, but we're in 2026.
Right.
And things are more fair than ever, if not on the other curve.
And I would say that there are a lot of fair.
These are things that probably are going to, there's going to be things we're not going to be able to agree upon.
Yeah.
And probably our listeners are going to be.
Yeah. Let's talk about another addiction that you have.
Another addiction that I have.
I like it.
As I mentioned before, I am definitely addicted to my depression. It goes in spurts, but I do because it feels safe, comfortable, and normal for me to be in my depressive state. And I've been like that, and like I mentioned before, as like a teenager, since I was a teenager. And I was primarily, my depression started when I was probably middle school, due to my home life was always chaotic. You never knew I never knew what I was going to come home to.
Right.
Kind of a thing, or like what kind of like shit show would, that weekend bring,
Yeah.
So
I think that really is like a very interesting perspective. And I think it's true for a lot of people, like the addiction to feeling sad or the addiction because it's like comforting. But you articulated that really well when you said that a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I think it's the same thing like when you're addicted to chaos, or so you try to find the chaos. Yeah. Or it's not necessarily like addicted, but I remember going through my divorce, my dad called me, and I don't know if I mentioned this on the podcast. Maybe I have, so sorry. But my dad called me and he's like, "Hey, have you heard of like that semaglutide?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "You should start some of it." And I was like, "Sorry, what?" And he's like, "You should try it." And I was like, "Excuse me?" And I'm like, and I was like, "I don't understand what you're getting at." And he's like, "I heard it helps with addiction." And I was like, "And what would I be addicted to, Dad?" And he's like, he was so afraid that I was going to go back to my ex. And I think he was really proud of me for finally saying no more and putting my foot down, right? And making the decision to get divorced, that he was so afraid I was going to like change my mind and go back. And so he thought I was addicted to my ex in that way, and like addicted to wanting to like make it work. Like he just thought that was an addiction.
Yeah.
And so I just was like, "Oh yeah, no, you have nothing to worry about. I'm not going back to him." He's like, "Okay, just, I was just thinking." And I was like, "Okay, thanks." But with that being said, these peptides and these GLP-1s do help with addiction. So, I have a friend who is addicted to sex, and this helped her. And this helped. I have a friend who's addicted to alcohol, and this helped her. And I have a friend that had tobacco. She was smoking, and this helped her stop smoking. Was microdosing a GLP-1. And so I don't want to go super into that because I don't know all the science behind it, but I do know that based on like when my dad said that, I obviously was like, I'm going to get on the internet and Google this because, it's a very interesting perspective.
Yeah.
But then I was telling a friend about it at Thanksgiving a couple years, and that's when she opened up and was like, "Well, I had like an addiction to sex, and this helped me a ton." And I was like, "Oh, really? Like, that's crazy."
Well, I guess, and maybe you don't know, but what would be the difference between a person who is, I don't know the right terminology besides an nympho and being addicted to sex? Are those the same thing?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm neither of those things.
Yeah. Because now I think about it, maybe I'm addicted to sex too because I really enjoy it. You know what I mean?
Well,
but to a point where like I could do it 3 times a day, every day.
Yeah.
And maybe that is an addiction. I don't know.
Yeah. It was kind of
weird.
So for her, the reason why she was wanting to try that was because it was causing problems in her marriage.
Yeah.
Where if her spouse didn't want it, she was thinking he was like cheating or didn't want it with her and didn't love her, and so it was like causing these issues. But he's like, well, we've already had sex several times today, so I don't think that's the case. So it was like causing some mental health reciprocal feelings or negative feelings that were coming from that. So that's why she wanted to try it, and it really helped tame her desire, her drive for that. And so, but I can't answer that for you. Yeah. I don't know the difference between an info and someone who enjoys sex, Rob, because most people enjoy sex.
Yeah.
If done correctly.
Done correctly. Yeah.
So I don't know.
But we'll move on. Some other addictions. Recently, I've been addicted to the feeling of being full.
Oh.
Food.
Okay. Like you want to feel full, like stuffed?
Well, I think I am coping for other feelings. And so I'll eat my dinner, and then 5 minutes later, I'm like, oh, let me grab some more food. Even though I know I'm full, I can feel full. But yet, if it starts to dissipate, and I think it plays into when I'm bored, depressed, and I'm like, well, let me just keep eating, and then I already have acid reflux because I eat tons of spicy stuff. But I'll do it at like 9:30 right before I go to bed. And then I'm up, majority of the night with acid reflux. And I'm just like, why do I do this to myself?
Yeah.
Right. But I think it's that, obviously, I don't know what really causes it. And sometimes I can be like, nope, I'm not eating anything. I'm full. I need to, but sometimes I just like blank out and just shove my face full of food. So.
And that's only a recent thing?
Yeah, because I would say since I moved into my new house, because I was working out regularly, but now since my shoulder injury, which I am getting an MRI here soon.
I was wondering.
Thursday.
Oh, okay, this week.
And I might have to have surgery. So depending on what the MRI says.
That's such a bummer. Have you been back on the court?
Yeah, actually Monday was my first time back, and I dominated. We stayed on top court.
So who needs an MRI? Not right.
Well, 3 weeks of not playing pickleball probably helped. Right?
Yeah.
But I can't do 3 weeks
in between every time you're playing. No.
Yeah. Because I noticed a mental difference of not playing, for that long, and then going back and like, wow, I really needed this kind of a thing. So, yeah, actually, I really noticed it over the last 3 weeks that I've been stuffing my face when I've been bored and depressed. And, I get in these stints too of I'm not doing enough. I need to be doing something, right? I need to fulfill this empty hole that I have in me. I just don't know what it is. I don't know what I need to be doing because I'm kicking ass in life. But I do have a lot of extra time throughout my day where I could be doing stuff, but I really don't need to because I'm doing a lot in my life already.
Right.
I'm
just
very comfortable in my life, financially and everything else. I don't know how
content.
I don't know how to be content.
I can't teach you.
Good.
Yeah. Sorry. I know nothing about that.
Yeah. So this empty void I've always had for the longest time. But I don't know what can fill it. And if someone says, oh, religion, that ain't going to happen.
Yeah.
So.
Me either. Yeah, I shouldn't say the being content. Like, I think there was a part where I just was very content, and it was when things were going really well at work and things were just and I just felt content, and I feel like I was managing everything very well. And then in the last year, it's been pure chaos. And I haven't felt content in a long time. And
a lot of that's out of your hands, though.
It is. A lot of it is.
And then a lot of other people, can influence that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bitches. Yeah. So it's been, let's just hope something better is on the horizon. I hope so.
No, we're not hoping. It is.
It is. Yes, it is. And I actually have been speaking as if it is for the last few weeks. And so it is. It's happening. I can feel it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Well, I'm sorry. It's kind of a lot.
I covered a lot.
Yeah. The phone thing is like super interesting because how do you not do that in today's world?
I have no idea. I really don't.
The time things aren't going to work, especially like you said. Like if you're working and playing and communicating all on one device, right? Like we use this thing for everything.
Every single
I watched an Instagram reel today where I was using my phone to watch it, but it was of this girl who was talking to herself in 2007, and the girl from 2007 is digging through her bag and she's pulling out all her cords and her little tape player thing that she'd plug in her iPod and for her car, and she's like, oh, and she looks at her future self and she's like, where's your purse? And she's like, I don't need a purse, I have my phone. She's like, but what about your iPod? She's like, my phone. What about your wallet? My phone. What about your camera? My phone.
Yeah.
So it was everything that we need and use throughout the day is on this little guy. And I mean, he's an expensive little guy, but
it is, yeah.
It is like we use it for everything.
Yeah, it supplements.
For shopping, for talking, for texting, for for
editing.
Yeah, I do everything on mine. I mean, I bought that freaking Mac, and I use it maybe once every 2 weeks. But yeah, I use it for everything. I mean, I've got all the devices, and you do too. So it's like you're using them. But the phone is like the most convenient thing because you can use it anywhere. And it's so nice. And I don't know what I would do without it. So it's like, how do you overcome that? Because I don't know that I necessarily want to.
Yeah.
Like you said, that
feeds into that addiction.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's so versatile. It's so easy to utilize. Mm-hmm. It makes life easier and better and simplifies things.
Where like things like meth and alcohol aren't simplifying, but you're making excuses the same way that I'm making an excuse to not be off my phone, right? Where probably would be good for me because I'm sure like the second I wake up when I'm checking email, I probably shouldn't be doing that. Maybe I get the fuck on my floor and meditate, Maybe I do that. Maybe I do something in some quiet. Maybe I get on my vibration plate. Like maybe I do the things I'm supposed to freaking be doing instead of immediately opening my phone and going to my email and stressing myself the fuck out at 6 a.m.
Yeah.
Well, let's be honest. 7:30 or 8 a.m. when I actually wake up.
But yeah, I do the same. Like I wake up at 5 and I might hit snooze once or twice. But once I like lean over and grab my phone and then I dead scroll for like 15, 20 minutes. Mm-hmm. I could be
walking on the treadmill.
Yeah,
that's what I would tell myself. I'm like, just get up and go walk on the treadmill.
Yeah.
And get your phone.
Yeah.
So annoying.
Yeah, I would say it's a productive.
It's not. I use it to decompress, and I could be productive. I tell myself that all the time. There are times when I'm like, okay, if I'm going to doom scroll, I have to be standing. Mm-hmm. So I would do that. So for up until just maybe a few months ago when my anxiety got really bad, I would not let myself scroll unless I was standing up.
Yeah.
Because I could easily melt into my couch and 2 hours later, and I've watched every single video on Instagram, and then they're just more keep coming in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I did, like, I kind of set things like that, where it's like, well, I'm going to be burning energy if I'm going to be scrolling. I don't know.
I know there are times to where I don't even think about my phone. Playing pickleball. Is
Same.
One. I totally zone out and don't even consider the idea of owning a phone.
Same. Unless I'm recording a match to get hit in the face. Thanks, Bunny. Just kidding. Actually, thank you.
That was a good one too. Like
how I edited
it caught you like.
It actually was. Yeah. It was like
it's
right
like jaw,
in the
neck.
Yeah.
Like,
And she hits hard, but it was good. It was fine.
Yeah.
It was fine.
Or when I'm out doing something in the yard. Like yard work or I zone out and I love that. Like I dug out a stump this past weekend and I have this really big stump that I've been like slowly working on.
Those are at the top of my list of fun things to do.
Yeah.
Dig out stumps.
I know, me too.
God, boring. That's when I'd be like, what is on the internet today?
No, I really enjoy that. Like manual labor, I really enjoy.
I mean, I guess I don't really think about my phone when I'm doing sourdough.
Unless you're recording yourself. But,
again. But that's like for something different, right? But I'm not like thinking, oh, what's on social media? Who texts me? Who Marco Polo'd me? Like sometimes all those things just overwhelm me. When I see 550 messages on GroupMe, I'm like, I can't. I just need to delete that app. But then I would miss out on 550 missed messages? Okay, never mind.
I'm going to try to go hiking more this year too.
Oh, that'd be good.
And I take my phone with me. So I could take pictures and stuff like that. But I really think I should.
No, I should just really. For safety purposes, you should bring your phone. Yes.
Why?
What if something happens to you? What if you have to call 911? Don't be dumb.
We're in Utah.
Be dumb.
Majority of hiking trails have other people on them.
Okay, we'll go on those ones only. Just keep your phone in your backpack.
That's part of the adventure, right?
Oh, God. I mean, I get it,
Right?
I don't even like to get in my car without my phone.
Moment.
I'm not breaking down on the side of the road and not being able to call somebody. I'm not walking to get anybody.
Yeah, I've done that. I mean,
and it's miserable, I bet.
I mean, I was a teenager and stuff. It doesn't matter.
And since you've had a phone, you haven't needed to do that. You can call for help.
All right. I'm going to tell a story of one time my car broke down, and it was actually a godsend that it did. So, all right, I'm going to be telling on myself, and my parents don't know this either. So, and they don't
listening either.
Listen anyways. So, I had my Toyota Tacoma. I went and picked up these 3 girls that I was friends with, and we had a bottle of this. I think it was like a bottle of military special or like rum or something, like super cheap rum. Mm-hmm. And we're driving around all the back roads of Pennsylvania, drinking and stuff like that, and having a good time. And there was things going on. I'm not going to go into full detail, but anyways,
I don't want to know it.
I pull onto the main road to go back to town, and I blow a tire. And at that point in time, I didn't know if there was a spare, and I was like, well, I'm not getting arrested for, 1, being a little intoxicated, and 2, it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. So me and the girls, we walk down to this laundromat because I know there's a payphone there. We get to close to eye shot of the parking lot of the. Why did my brain just go blank?
Piggly Wiggly?
No, that's a Southern thing. Anyway, it's a laundromat. There's a phone there. We see it, and we're really close. But there's this dirt parking lot, and there's a guy sitting in his car, and he calls us over, and he's like, "Hey, what's going on? Like, is everything okay?" And we're like, "Yeah, we're going to the payphone. I think I have enough change to call my buddy." And he's like, "Oh no, here." He gives us a fucking stack of quarters, and he's like, "Yeah, go call." I was like, "That's a little weird." Mm-hmm. So I was like, "Girls, we need to get going." So we start walking. Cops swarm this guy.
I was just going to say, was it Ted Bundy?
No, I don't know. 5 cops surround this guy and like put him on his face, and we're like, we're out of here because we're underage, right? Yeah. And we walk. I call my buddy, and he comes and pick up the girls, takes them home, and then my dad comes, picks me up, and like berates me and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, that was.
Did you ever look in the news and figure out who that guy was?
No,
what he was arrested for?
No, because it was a newspaper. And we never got newspapers.
That's so weird. And he's like, "Here's this stack of quarters before I go to jail."
Yeah, and
I'm not going to do anything with it.
He was like, "That was the best night of my life." He's like, "Thank you so much for calling me."
Really?
Yeah. Anyway, I won't go into details. I'm sure you can imagine.
Yeah.
But anyway,
funny. That's funny.
Yeah.
Huh.
I don't know why I wanted to share that story. But anyways, that was part of my...
Yeah, we were talking about not bringing your phone somewhere. And I think, I mean, do you? No, but do like, you, boo? But I think...
Things that happened to us as kids, if we had phones, the evidence and all that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
Living in the moment is, I guess, what I was going with that.
Yeah.
Like, we're
living in our phones, right?
Yeah. We're 1 foot in normal life and 1 foot in digital.
Right. Yeah.
Right. So we're not technically being in the moment.
Yeah. There are times when I'm on vacation, I don't think to look at my phone.
Yeah.
Which is nice. I did, when I went on my solo vacation last year, I did pay for internet just so I could stay in contact with my family. Mm-hmm. Did I need, well, actually, no, I did not buy the internet package. I just had like the normal, like when I cruise, I get like 150 minutes or something. So I just used that just so I could talk to them every day and just check in.
Yeah.
But that was it. I actually was really proud of myself for being on a solo vacation and staying for the majority of the time off the internet. And that was difficult, but I did it. And it was nice because when I'm on vacation, I really try to disconnect, but it's hard.
It is, yeah. Especially if it's a populated location. Mm-hmm. Like so we went to Mexico, like Playa del Carmen?
Mm-hmm.
Playa del Carmen?
Playa del Carmen.
Yeah.
Carmen, yeah.
Whatever.
Mm-hmm. By Cancun.
Yeah. And I had the idea of I'm going to spend time on the beach and just relax, but it's so populated there that I had a hard time, I don't know, feeling relaxed. Okay. Maybe I would need to spend a little bit more money and do like a more isolated, I don't know, place.
Yeah, maybe. But I don't know. I feel relaxed. I guess
like too.
if I don't tell people I'm on vacation, how will they know? So I got to post about it. I'm just kidding. Look at me. I'm just kidding. But I don't know. I just think I have so many positive experiences from social media that I don't think much wrong with it, except for when I am like, oh, that was a time suck, right? Like, yeah. But recently, because I have been posting like more. There's some of my stuff has been like more visible, like that I posted initially I posted and I was like, this is gonna be funny, like a little dating profile thing and like a little slideshow of different things, and it got a lot of views and I got a lot of messages, and people are not very nice.
No, that's the whole part of social media, right?
Yeah, but I guess like most of the time people are so nice and supportive, and then just like men are so mean sometimes. I'm like, I don't get why you're bringing that up.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think on one of my posts somebody called me a 304. Did I tell you that?
What's that mean?
I had to Google it because I'm old, and it means hoe. On a calculator, you would put in like 304 and turn upside down, and it says hoe.
Oh my goodness.
And I was like, I literally, you commented on a post where I talked about nobody wanting to date me, so I don't think I'm a hoe, but nice try. So it was kind of funny, and then just all the negative things like, oh, this screams desperation, and I mean, I'm not gonna, because I just immediately delete them. I'm like, you spent a lot of time writing up something, I'm just gonna delete, so whatever. But it's funny. To me, like, so I guess I could see how some of those things would be really negative for some, but I most of the time feel very supported by the people that comment or follow, or friends of mine. And I always wonder, I'm like, am I so annoying to follow? And then I'm like, oh, well, like, this is my virtual journal. If you don't like it, you don't have to follow me, and that's okay. It's not going to hurt my feelings. Yeah. Because this is something for me to come back to. And it's fun to come back to some of those things because it is like a good reminder of when I thought things were really bad. And then I'm like, oh, actually things were really good. And I got to do that. And I got to have these great opportunities. And I feel really fortunate and grateful, for a lot of things in life. And so, but some days you have like bad days and then you're like, oh, woe is me. Right. And the whole world is crumbling. And then I'm like, oh yeah, remember when I went on a cruise all by myself? Like, that's fucking cool. You know what I mean? Or, you know, remember when I was on a cruise with my sister and we had like the very best time? Or remember when I was on the beach with my dad and he did this funny little reel with us? Like, it's just like,
I like those memory timestamps. That you can look back on.
Some of them I'm like, I don't ever want to be reminded of this again. Delete. Do not ever show me this again. Yeah. Which is really easy to do, by the way. On Facebook, you could just say, don't ever show me this again, and it won't. But yeah, so I guess the positives and negatives of social media, but it is a big addiction, I will say, and that I struggle with that too. Yeah.
So there are probably my two main things is social media. Well, not necessarily in
social media, but just your phone.
My phone in general.
You're a lot on YouTube too.
Oh yeah, constantly. Well, I'm big news. Like I like staying up to date on all the news.
On the news.
Yeah.
The news.
And I've recently got into a bunch of outer space stuff. So
interesting.
Because I like space and solar flares.
You want to know who else likes space? Katy Perry.
Really?
Didn't she go to space? Your face.
Yes, she did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways,
congrats to her.
You guys are the same.
She's an inspiration.
So, if you could afford it, would you go?
1,000%.
Yeah, me too.
If I didn't have my son, I would apply to go to Mars and never come back.
Never come back.
Yeah, it's a one-way trip as of right now, technology-wise.
Steamy. Stinks. Sorry. I've been giving him those probiotics. I don't know why. He doesn't ever stink until someone's here. It's so funny. Yeah, so interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Huh. But yeah, and then the feeling bad for myself and depression because it feels good. Yeah.
It's such an interesting. I feel like a lot of people could probably relate to that.
Yeah.
You know, it's not a healthy thing though, right? Like that's what we're talking about. It's like the
feeling
unhealthy,
victimized, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it sucks, but it's like feels good.
It's like comfort.
Yeah. Especially when you get validation from it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's that the victim
mentality.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's not where we want to live, right?
No.
So, yeah. It's hard though.
It is.
And it's easy to get sucked into that.
100%, especially if people that you hang out with are also doing that.
Right.
It's those little bubbles that you can get stuck in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to figure that out.
Yeah.
I wish I could offer up some tips. I feel like I used to kind of be there. but I feel like I've gotten better. And then the last year, I feel like the last 4 months, like this year, have been the hardest, even though the whole last year was, I think the whole last year was hard, but then I think I've just gotten to a place of burnout and exhaustion and feeling like I'm not enough in certain areas of my life, which then once I feel like that in one area, it starts to bleed into others.
Yeah.
So like not feeling good enough at work, not feeling like I'm doing a good job, feeling like I'm a piece of shit. And then I'm like, oh yeah, dating's also not working. So I'm not good enough. I'm a piece of shit, blah, blah, blah. Right. And then I lose at pickleball and I'm like, see, here it is again. And then it's like,
it just keeps compounding.
Yes, it just keeps compounding. And then I'm like, one fucking thing goes wrong. And I'm like, okay. And then I'm like, what are we doing? We're past this. This is not who I am. This is not where I want to be. Yes, you might have had a bad day at work. Yes, somebody might think something about you. You don't for sure know. Get over it. You know, be you and just do the best you can. And so it's like, but it's hard. It's hard on those days when you just feel like the whole world is crumbling. And then that's when you call your people, right? Like that's when you call your friends, your family, the people that are going to pull you out of that. And that's what I was doing. Like when you showed up, I literally had called like 4 people that did not answer. Thanks a lot, guys. My sister's like, I call my sister, my dad, and then 2 other friends. And of course my sister calls me and then everybody else calls me back. So I was like, but I'm really impatient. So I didn't give them a minute to call. But those are the people like my sister said this once. She said, she has certain friends that she calls in certain times. So when she needs support, she calls this friend. When she needs somebody to slap her across the face and tell her like, you're in the fucking wrong and this is what you need to do to fix it, she calls this friend. And when she needs comfort, she calls this friend. And so I think we probably all have that, right? Where you just know that this one person is going to be on your side no matter what and be like, let you cry on their shoulder. And then this person's going to be like, well, what the fuck are you doing? This is what you need to do. This is like your fix it person, right? Like I think we all have a group of friends where you go to them when you need a particular fix.
I don't know if that's the same for males. I mean, I do have people I could probably call, but I don't. I mean...
But you don't call them? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, so if I'm going through a tough time or, I'm struggling with something, I don't call.
Yeah. I usually call my dad.
Yeah.
My dad is like my everything person. And then I get mad at him when he doesn't read my mind and tell me exactly what I need him to tell me. Yeah. So that's on him, Willie. Just kidding. I call him and I'm like, no, that is not what I want to hear. I need you to say this. And I get like frustrated and I'm like, I asked so much of him. He's such a good dad. My dad is a good, solid fucking human and a great dad. Yeah. But there's days when I'm like, that is not what I want to hear and you fucking know it. So then I hang up and call somebody else. No, my dad is so good and he's so encouraging. And actually, I will tell this little story. When we were driving home from St. George, something happened and I got really flustered and I was really upset based on a message that I received from somebody. And I was kind of spiraling and Bonnie was like, do you need to call your dad or sister? And I was like, actually I do, and I'm really sorry that, because I think she was offering, but she doesn't know me as well as they know me, right? Yeah. And she had probably never seen me in this situation, and I was really upset. And my dad just gave my dad's like the Willie special, I guess is what we could call it. He just did his thing and made me feel so much better. And we hang up and she's like, you have a good dad. And I was like, oh, I know. And I try not to take that for granted. And I probably do sometimes. But he really is there. He'll answer every single time I call. Maybe not today, but he called me right back. So, yeah, he's a good one. And so it's like, I call them, or if I just need a vent and bitch about something and with zero judgment, I can always call him for all of those things I just mentioned. I can call my dad, but then I also have friends that I confide in, and I can, when I really need a reality check, I'll call this person. And when I really just need a bitch fest, I'll call this person. And when I really, just need, someone who knows me, like my sister's really good, and she's just like a solid person that will hear me and will make me feel better, but then will also like be like, okay, well, what are you gonna do? Like, she helps me put action into it. Mm-hmm. And that's who I was on the phone with right before you came. And And that's what she was like, trying to come up with an action plan. But then she also knows me and knows that I can get emotional. And she's like, okay, but like, what are you going to do about it? And I'm like, I need to cry about it for a minute. So I don't know. So I think having a support like that is really important.
I guess I shouldn't say I don't call anyone, because I do call my girlfriend every once in a great while.
Yeah.
And it's more or less just a vent, I guess.
Right.
But I know when I do feel like I'm going through struggling with stuff, emotionally, I typically don't call anyone. And I'm kind of curious to the males that are listening if it's similar. Like,
yeah.
And I would say your spouse doesn't count, right?
Yeah.
So males, are you reaching out to other males, like when you're struggling with stuff? Or do you just typically just work through it yourself?
Or do you reach out, but you're not reaching out for like conversation? You're reaching out to say like, hey, let's go hit some golf balls. Yeah. I don't know what men are doing, but I assume like maybe let's go golfing, let's go play pickleball. And then you're not really talking about it or thinking about it.
Well, that reminded me of when, I guess I can say is Kevin reached out to us. And in reality, he was struggling and he just wanted someone to talk to, but he didn't specify that, right? He kind of masked it with other stuff.
Right.
And so not knowing is tough, right? We're not mind readers. No one's a mind reader.
Right.
But
yeah, I mean, I had a friend.
So maybe that's what we do is we reach out.
And you have to be
without asking for help or whatever.
And that's what I was just going to say. You have to be willing to be vulnerable. And that's something that you mentioned earlier, that men aren't always, that's not the go-to, right? It's not the easy part. Yeah. The easy part is pushing it down. The easy part is forgetting about it. The easy part is drinking. The easy part is doing whatever you need to do to not think about the hard part.
Yeah. Because I know if I called a few friends, they would more or less be like, dude, shut up, suck it up, and just do
really?
100%.
Or do you think that that's what they would say?
No, I think that, because I've never actually called them in times of need, but I have a good, and being military is different too, because we handle tough situations through humor and
yes, but there's also like the wingman thing. Like I would also disagree with you. I know I'm not military, but I worked for Air Force for 16 years, and I know I'm a female and it's different. But I would disagree knowing some of the men that I know that are active duty who are there to support their troops. And so
So the wingman concept, yes, I 100% agree with that. But I'm thinking back on conversations that I've had with my friends about, like, they were going through rough times and, they were just like really down and like, I wouldn't say suicidal, but like that thought process is probably mingled, a little bit, if passed through their brain a little bit. And, it'd be like, well, make sure you go down the river instead of across, kind of in a joking manner.
Right.
And that's kind of how, like, sometimes I know me or friends of mine would handle that situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. And wrong. I mean, wrong. But
I don't know.
Just how we go about
it. If it helps you guys like laugh it off and stuff. Yeah. Like the other day I was playing in a pickleball tournament and it was the women's, and one of the girls came up and said that somebody else asked if she was pregnant, and she's not. Asked if she was expecting, and so it really hurt her. Yeah. And they were about to play us, and I was like, okay, you do the 1 or 2, and like obviously like we consoled her, and I was like, how rude, blah 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 blah. You like are like, oh my god, how, like, why would somebody ask that? Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. But you also don't know what's going on in that person's life either, and what's going on with them. And so, but initially you're just like, oh my gosh, why would a woman ask another woman that? Like, that's like the golden rule. Don't ever do that unless it's very obvious that they're about, like, they're pushing out a fucking baby. But so then we finish and like doing like the 1 or 2 behind the back, and you pick server side. And I was like, okay, I'll try not to hurt the baby when we're playing the game. So like, just to be like, oh my God, you know what I mean? Just to kind of like try to make her laugh a little. So I get what you're saying. Yeah. I hope that people have enough EQ to know when someone really is struggling and to not make those jokes.
Yeah. And I think I'm more cognizant of that now. Wisdom comes with age, hopefully.
Right.
I know as a younger me, I would have berated and like made all the worst comments to if one of my friends came to me, maybe not in a total sincere manner, but like, oh yeah, I'd have been like, oh, did you get your Vagisil today? That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You got sand in your vagina kind of
Yeah,
thing.
which is why there is the male epidemic that there is. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Self-inflicted is what you're saying?
Well, not really. It's like, why would a man then...
Yeah.
And not to try to put you on blast or anything, because I know those things were also said to you. So why would you now feel comfortable going to the guy who said, oh, do you need a tampon?
Yeah.
Because you're acting like a little bitch. Like, you know what I mean? Like that. I mean, I've heard those things too. And so it is, and I've said those things, if I'm being honest, to guys. So it's sad. It's a reality check. Like, don't say those things because you just never know what's going on with people. And especially like there's so much going on in the world. There's so much going on in people's lives. Adulting is not easy. Parenting is not easy, as you mentioned at the very beginning. Yeah. And so it's like, to add the fuel to the fire, yes, we can all laugh it off. And I get it. Like, I'm the most sarcastic person a lot of people will meet. And
are you sure? Because I think one of your posts said, if you can handle a little sarcasm. And I thought about putting on there a little. Yeah, because I normally don't read your stuff very often. I read that. I was like,
thank you.
A little.
You mean a lot? Yeah, I'm a little sarcastic, but I will say, like, those are always things where, you leave a social situation. You're like, why did I say what I said? You know what I mean? And then I have to be like, hey, I'm so sorry that I said I'll try not to hit the baby, And it's just those.
Oh, it's so funny.
It is so fucked up. It is. But it is also funny. And I know she laughed. And I know she knew that I'm just trying to, like, I can't believe this happened. Like, obviously, like, I consoled with her a little and then made the joke because it was so ridiculous. And then you move on, but it is hard because you just never know what people are going through, and so you almost want to take every legitimate threat or someone's concern or them coming to you as if it is like legitimate, right? Like, and so I get it. It's like, give your buddy shit for a minute and then maybe follow up and be like, hey. And, I'm speaking to men that are listening and Rob that's sitting here. It's like, give the shit, right? Be you, be authentic. And if that's you, do that. But then also maybe follow up because they're obviously coming and testing the waters and saying, hey, I had a really rough day. And I, you know what I mean? And so it's like, follow up and say, hey, I know you brought this up and I just want to make sure everything's okay. You can always chat with me or whatever. If you're willing to be that support to somebody else. Right. And so I think, otherwise, how are men feeling safe to open up to other men if we're just continuing to give them shit for opening up to each other?
And maybe it's, I guess maybe giving shit. I don't know where I'm going with this. I guess, okay, this is my thought process. It's not always giving shit. It's also just telling people to man up. Or what's the bumper cowboy up, that kind of shit. That has its place in time, I think, just like giving each other shit, as long as it comes from a sincereness,
right.
You care about that person.
Right.
So you're going to give them shit, but they know you mean well. And
right. Well, like I said, if I need to hear something like that, or I know, like, just even talking to my sister, like, well, what are you going to do about it? Like, put your fucking pants on, quit crying.
Yeah. Take your moment.
Yes.
And
feel your feelings and then get your shit together. Yeah. And so sometimes we need that kick in the ass, right?
Yes. Okay. And this is where, okay, I'm glad you said that, because me, as something I'm struggling with my son is like, he's resilient, but I think he needs to be a little bit more resilient. Obviously, he's feeding into the laziness and like, I don't want to, I just don't want to do this. Like, and then I have these conversations with people and I just want to tell them, but like, man up and freaking do what you need to do. Like, step up. Like, this is something you need to do. Like, and do it, kind of a thing. But is that toxic within itself?
Well, in his case, no. Because he just, he's not motivated by anything to do his work, right?
But
sometimes
you
it
talk
doesn't
to someone
take
else
motivation.
and they might say, no, that's toxic behavior. You can't be doing that. And that's perpetuating the male stereotype.
Well, yeah, don't say man up. Just say you need to, like, this isn't a matter of like,
well, he's a man. That's why I'm saying.
Right. And that's where you probably shouldn't say that, because this could be happening to women too. So what are you telling them?
Woman up.
Yeah, but it doesn't have anything to do with your sex.
Adult up? What would you say?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like, what do you say? I don't think you say, like, man up to do your homework, like, or man up and not feel a certain way, or just, like, you need to figure out what's going to help you come over that. I don't know. I don't know what the right answer is.
Yeah.
I just know, we're sitting here talking about the fact that, like, some men won't talk about their emotions, and maybe some of these things are reasons why, is because you're led to believe that you should, act a certain way. And obviously we did not prep for this conversation. Otherwise, I'd probably have some talking points and be able to use my words a little bit more eloquently. But
I think it's a really good conversation, though. Yeah. And maybe it's not fully gearing towards addiction to a degree, but I think nonetheless it's good.
I think so too. It's good.
Right.
It's our first time back, just me and you. So here we are. And it's good because we're not agreeing on everything.
Well, let's relate this to on the pickleball court.
Right.
Someone's having a bad go.
Yeah.
Right. How do you remotivate that person?
Yeah.
Is it different? Do you handle those situations differently if it's male or female?
Yeah. And in fact, I have a story from last night.
Okay. Let's hear it.
So we were playing in a women's money ball. And one of the very first bracket games we played a team that we had already played. And I can't remember. See, this is why, like, for me, I'm like, pickleball is just for fun, because sometimes I don't even remember if we won or lost. And it's been a long day. But I don't remember if we beat them or not in the bracket. Or in the pool play, I think we did. And so then we're going into bracket to play them, and there was a couple of line calls that we did not agree with, but we just let go. And then there was one backline call that both of us could clearly see was, like, on the inside of the line.
Yeah.
And one of the partners called it out, and the other one, you could see her go, and then she, like, kind of overturned it. She was like, and I was like, no, that was in. So usually I've tried to let this go because really, like, we've talked about this before, like, you can see the ball from 1,500 different angles and everybody's going to see something different, or potentially you could see it somewhere different. So I try to let them go. Like, it's not my call. However, we were sick of it. It was like 3 or 4, right? And so it was I think we both were like, no, that was in. And we took the point because it was, like, clearly in.
Yeah.
And she was still, like, pretty certain she saw it out, but even her partner kind of questioned it. So at that point I was like, we're taking the point. Like, you're questioning it. We're taking the point. You're not asking us to redo it. Yeah. I'm annoyed because this is the 3rd or 4th one. So at the end, we go to tap paddles. They won. So they still beat us. Great. And we go to tap paddles, and she's wearing glasses, but they're just the frames. And I made a comment that I still think is funny. And I said, oh, those aren't prescription glasses. No wonder you couldn't see the ball.
Funny joke. Maybe wrong time.
Wrong timing. And I forget, like, as a woman, if that was a man, I probably would have made those comments right in the middle of the game.
Oh, yeah.
So that is what I'm saying. Like, so it is different for men and women. And she cried, came back to me and was, like, so apologetic. I don't want to be known as the person that calls out balls. And I was like, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have made this comment to you. I didn't know how much it was going to impact you. And I apologize. And, like, I thought I was being funny.
Yeah.
And I wasn't. I wouldn't have made that comment if I was truly upset with you. I just wouldn't have. I would have probably just been like, tap paddles, peace the fuck out.
Yeah.
But with her, I like her. I enjoy her. I think of her as a friend. So I made the comment and I thought it was funny. And then I'm like I'm like sitting there, putting my shoes on, eating my candy. And she comes over and she's crying. And I felt so bad. So then I had to console her. And then she's done. And I just go on my merry way. Because I still feel like that was a funny comment. And I felt shitty that I said it to her and it made her feel a certain way. But I thought it was fine. And then I get a call like 11 o'clock last night. Are you okay? From somebody else. And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. What's up? Like, I just like da da da.
Yeah.
But so yes, I will say in that situation, I do treat like men and women different, even me as a woman, right? Like, I will give more shit to men on the court than I will a female. Because women are crazy.
Oh.
We're just emotional. In that case, right? Like that explains it. A guy wasn't going to cry if I said something about, he would have been like, okay, bitch. Like, you know what I mean? Or would have made a comment back and maybe snapped back, or maybe would have thought about it and maybe would have texted me later. Hey, I'm sorry. You know what I mean? It just wouldn't have been the same. It would not have been the same. Now, speaking to like if I'm playing with a man or a woman, how do I motivate them? I think it depends on the individual. So if I'm playing with, with a female who I know needs encouragement in a certain way, then I give it to them in that certain way. If it's like, hey, buckle up, let's go. Like, let's get it. We freaking got this.
Buckle up. Maybe that's better than man up, woman up, adult up.
I do say buckle up a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Huh. That's because we're 80s kids.
Yeah, maybe. Strap up. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know. I will say that that isn't really based on like gender though, and how I treat someone on the court when they're my partner.
Gender neutral, right?
Well, yeah, saying buckle up is gender neutral, but what I'm saying is I'm not treating my partner any differently because they're a man or a woman on how I encourage them or push them. It's based on like
it's more your
it's individual. I'm just realizing that my jokes aren't jokes to women and they are to men. When I'm talking shit to a man, they think it's cute and funny.
Yeah.
When I'm talking shit to a woman, they think I'm a freaking bitch. So I just got to be like real careful, and not everybody, right? Like most people know me. They know my intentions are never to be malicious or that I'm not actually a bitch, right? I think most people that we play with know that I'm just a shit talker but usually
just a little sarcastic.
Just a little bit. I didn't even realize. Now I got to go back and look at what post you're talking about where I said I was just a little bit sarcastic.
Make a new one where you cross it out and put a lot.
A lot, yeah. I'm just reposting this. Is that the same one where I spelled intellectual wrong?
I don't know. It was like a picture of you like this, and then you had like a big long list of...
Oh, that's funny. Yeah.
But did you have to go be done by a certain time? It's already at that time.
Yeah, let's go.
So this will be our first episode where we do to be continued.
Oh.
Because we only talked about my addictions. And we sort of talked about yours, but I believe that you need a little bit more time to maybe get over what you're getting over, and then being able to be good enough to talk about.
Yeah, so maybe later in the month, because and Destiny not well. I am not well. Okay,
but nonetheless, this was a really good conversation.
It was a good conversation, and I just want to say I appreciate that you and I can have differing opinions and not want to rip each other's eyeballs out, right? No. Thank you for being respectful, and I hope that you feel like I've done the same.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I am not a judgmental person.
Yeah, me either.
In my head, I am. I can be.
Yeah.
But differing opinions is what I love about humanity and my friends and things like that.
Right.
We might not disagree, but agree to disagree, and then move on and still be friends.
Right. Agreed.
Yeah.
I'll agree with you on that.
Yeah. Cool.
All right. Well, we'll talk to you. I think next week we have
my therapist.
Yes. Yeah. I didn't know if you wanted to introduce her that way.
But she is a clinical psychologist, a doctor, and she does a lot
She's going to give us all the tea on Rob. Just kidding. No, she's not.
Yeah, but a veteran, police officer, runs her own business.
Yeah, that's great. I'm excited to get to talk to her about some of those things. And so next
She's
week,
a very awesome human being.
Yeah, I'm excited. And hopefully, again, if you guys are interested in being on the podcast, even if it's not in May or to talk about mental health, if you are ever interested in being on the podcast and sharing your story, let us know. I can't remember what we had lined up for June as far as...
I'll have to get to
June is men's mental health month, I think, maybe?
We don't get a month. Come on.
Get out of here. All right. On that note, we're not even going to give Rob another minute on this podcast. Okay. Have a good week.
Yeah. We'll
Talk
see
to you later.
To
Bye.
be continued.
Yes. All right.
Bye.
Bye.